A drama built strictly through the dialogue. Very interesting Netflix series just dropped this weekend, and we're going to talk about it. What is up, Netflix fans? Welcome back to my channel. Brand new Turkish drama on Netflix called Ethos. Today, I'm going to tell you guys whether this is worth watching or not. If you're brand new to this channel, every week and weekend we talk about the brand new movie or show on Netflix. So a group of unique characters from dramatically different socio-cultural backgrounds are meeting in startling circumstances in the vibrant and colorful city of Istanbul. Some by chance and some by force of will. So the reoccurring protagonist here, the one that I want to focus on at the start, is the character of Miriam, who has a lot going on in her personal life. And we start in the first episode with a meeting between her and her psychologist, who is also a very important character in this show. And it's a bit of a back and forth and a lot of dialogue in this first episode. And I was sitting back thinking, is this the entire show? Not that I have an issue with that, but it's a very different show than what I anticipated. It's all about the exploration of all of these different lives, how they kind of circle in and out, back and forth through each other, and the exploration of their psyche, kind of seeing what these individuals go through. Some of the events are traumatic, some of the events are frustrating, especially the character of Miriam, who is consistently avoiding certain questions, avoiding topics, so you know there's something there. It just takes episode after episode, many scenes to finally get to the crux of what we're searching for and seeking for, with numerous characters, not just what we perceive as our main character in this first episode. So once we start to figure each character out, that's when we get kind of the meat of the conversations. We're introduced to new characters that come in and make this for a really fascinating watch. We have many females at kind of the center of this story, but seeing things from their perspective, whether it's how they are treated, sometimes extremely harshly, whether it's how they don't necessarily know how to approach telling someone else how they feel or how they are being treated. You see culture come into play here, but you also see, and even our psychologist here, being extremely frustrated at times. And I've seen a tiny bit of backlash to this show online, but I didn't really find any issues in that regard. I just think it's an extremely well-acted show where the dialogue reigns supreme. It is all about the conversations. It's not really action-packed. It's definitely dramatic. It's described on IMDb as a thriller, but I wouldn't even call it a thriller, even though some moments are chilling and thrilling, absolutely. But it's definitely a drama. It's a character-driven drama with beautiful acting, but also from a visual perspective, I think it's shot extremely well. They use, I like to call it the Safdie brother wide shot. If you know the Safdie brothers, you kind of know that style, that camera movement that you get from really far out, and sometimes you'll zoom into our characters. We get a lot of that, and I really like the look of the show and how it comes together. And then we're introduced to family members, and there's one guy in particular that the character of Miriam continues to talk about, but that's kind of the one that she's avoiding with her conversations. We start to see, it takes a while, but we start to see what she means by what she says, and that's when it gets interesting. I know it feels like I'm trying to tiptoe around certain plot points, but I don't want to spoil where this goes, because I'll be honest, even after the first episode, I said, where is this going? It's very well written, but where is it going? And then things start to come together. The pieces are slowly being put in place, and by the time you get into episode 8, and I will say, it's not necessarily a show that everyone is going to binge, and it's not really a show that you should binge. I binged all the way through for the review, but I have a feeling you should probably take it a bit slower just to soak everything in. Regardless, I think you're going to be happy with where you end up, so maybe give it a few episodes, but if you're a fan of screenwriting, if you're a fan of well-built-up characters, and just an authentic feeling show, a Turkish show that really displayed these actors in an incredible way. Like, I'm a huge fan of multiple people within this show now, but it's also well directed, and it's one of the better written Netflix shows I've seen in quite some time. There are definite pacing issues, and I do think the show could have been maybe a bit shorter. It does kind of go on a bit too long, but let me know what you guys think down below if you're a fan of the way this show was written. As for my score, I'm going to 78%, man. Almost a 4 out of 5. This came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. So I want to know, are you a fan of what you got in Ethos, and are you going to check this out if you haven't already? Appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned. More reviews to come. The Crown. I'm currently watching Season 4. Be on the lookout for that review. I'll see you guys later.